and that resulted in that 10-minute cussing.
This is the same woman they stole from the PTA, right?
Yes. Embezzled.
She's not fucked.
She embezzled the money.
Yeah, damn right she did. She thinks that she's holier than thou. Okay.
I had to pay it back.
That's funny. That's not funny, but it's twisted.
It's very funny. Okay, when do you want to get here?
I got a fucking leg right now, so I've got it laid up here. I'm gonna have to get. I need to go outside. I got to shovel more snow.
I just got an email that said, my note to clerk, Mr. Austin. It will be very disappointing if I don't hear from Mr. Yerry today. I hope the court will share that reaction. Also, I recently resent Mr. Yerry my motion for discovery, which he also has failed to reply to after claiming he didn't receive the first letter sent months ago. My latest attempt was through email and PO certified letter. Thank you for your time.
Okay, well, we'll deal with this probably tomorrow.
I have here a message from Kristen to Alan Carter. It says, y'all keep saying this stuff and you keep saying it will stop, but I'm not seeing it. I'm a fighter and I don't back down, but this is too far. I ain't having drones over my house, so y'all need to back off. I know you got my back, Alan, so this shit is just old. If I give you my number, Marty will just stab me in the back, so why trust him?
That was probably something that was written months and months ago when she thought that Carter, because Alan Carter,
It says here that it was 1 week ago today. It says 1D beside it.
No, Carter defended her, believe it or not, supposedly, but he was attacking me. But then he showed his true colors by calling her a bunch of hideous names or whatnot. That was the same one, I believe, that you had an argument.
Vile, hideous names. The goons are very mean to me. They cuss me out, and they say that I'll never be allowed in the inner circle.
Yeah, well, who the fuck would want to be involved in that fucking craptastic thing anyway?
Well, I'm not in the inner circle, George. I'm on your team. The PI found the house she was living in.
Yeah, well, I bet you that some bitch won't go back there again.
Just because she has one firearm, George, is probably illegal.
Won't go back there again. It's not just what she has, but the neighbors watch.
They do go back. They're putting posters up about her being a whore.
Unlike where you live and where I live, she lives on private property. So there's ramifications on that. It's private property.
No, it's not. You can't just shoot somebody for walking in the yard, George.
It's called trespassing.
She sucked somebody's dick at the Snoop Dogg concert. They have a video of that.
No. That's a video. If you know anything about Snoop Dogg, he has a...
No, she didn't suck Snoop Dogg's dick. She was sucking some black guy's dick.
He has an alter ego called Dirty Dog. And so Dirty Dog has a big dick, and he shakes it up and down. And Snoop Dogg comes on stage and says, "Dirty Dog, put that back in your pants."
Well, maybe Kristen was sucking some black dick.
Listen, man, I don't want to hear it.
I must hurt.
Let me hear that. Kristen is a sweet girl. Kristen is a sweet girl, just like a little sister I've never had.
Sucking everybody's dick but yours.
You are so fucking one-sided. You pick something and you fucking just, you're one-sided. I'm listening. Listening.
There's also posters up at her local Walmart about her being a child abuser because she left her kids with Michael Heffernan, who beats them. You know the poster where they put, "Have you seen me?" They put that up on the "Have you seen me" section.
Like, you know damn well that was something was either you or Summers did.
It is not me.
Well, you had a personal vendetta against her, so yes, you probably did.
But it's not me. Michael Heffernan admitted to Marty that he beat her children. He admitted it in writing.
Her mother, even Kristen will admit that her brother is not playing with a full dick. Her brother's not playing.
So she left her kids with people who beat her, and he's not her brother.
No.
Somebody beat the kids.
With her and all that with her child playing around with her. You made that comment saying that you hit her up. You posted that picture, and that picture was the picture that she posted. When she's playing with the child and, accidentally, hit her or whatever. So you took something out of context. Misconstrued that.
Two black eyes. Somebody beat the hell out of her after the first time the PI went to her house.
I don't look.
You know it's true. Somebody beat the hell out of her. I'm sorry that happened, but she's been quiet ever since. She's making sandwiches in the kitchen now. Heffernan also admitted that Thomas beats Kristen because she annoys him.
I don't live there, so I don't know any of that.
She won't get a job.
No, she takes care of those kids. She takes care of those kids, and she watches those kids. She makes sure that those kids are provided for.
Thomas does. She doesn't.
She provides for those kids.
How? Sucking dick?
Michael, what the fuck?
She has no job, so how does she provide? That's why he beats her.
She's the one that cleans the house. She's the one that cleans the house. She's the one that feeds the kids.
But they're not his kids.
They are his kids.
She sits on the internet at 2 a.m. making conspiracy videos about Alex Jones.
She does something that she feels that she does, and she has a lot of views on it. I don't. She'll do videos about conspiracy. Yeah, she'll do videos about the government and all that, and that's what she does, and she gets a lot of people.
George, you have to admit the girl's batshit crazy.
No, I'm not going to admit that. She believes in something she believes in. I might not necessarily believe in everything that she's supposed to, but I believe that she's entitled. She goes up there and talks about stuff with the government. Some of the stuff, is fascinating. Some of it is not accurate. I mean, we get into debates about Bill Clinton. She says that Bill made a comment about Bill Clinton and Hillary, and we get into disputed arguments about that because you know, if anything, that I am a advocate for the Clintons.
So all that shit that she talks about the government are killing kids is real?
She talks about different degrees. Talks about what's going on in China. No, she believes in what she believes in. It's her political affiliation. She believes passionate what she believes in. So therefore, she's entitled to
sex. She's entitled to sex.
It has nothing to do with but she doesn't attack anyone. She just talks about things that she's passionate about.
Listen,
kind of like
if they're married, fuck them anyway.
That's character.
So is this.
No, it's not. That was something that was done years ago. That I said years ago in the most interesting man flick.
George Jarrett, the most interesting fag in the world.
Yeah, well, that's you. You're the fag. I'm hetero. You're a good fag.
Well, all right. So, do you understand what we want to do today? We want to
I understand what you're saying, and I understand everything that you're saying, and in all actuality, it makes sense. I'm not going to argue that point with you. But the fact of the matter is that I have reservations. I have reservations about all this shit, but I mean, like I said, I need to actually shovel snow and make sure that I can get the fuck out of here.
Your weight in the minivan will definitely make it move.
I got stuck a couple times yesterday.
In your weight? That's nearly an extra 300 pounds in the front seat.
What?
Your body weight. That's an extra 300 pounds on that tire.
Yeah, you think so, don't you?
That's about what you weigh, isn't it?
That's about what you weigh.
260.
Yeah, well, you weigh more than I weigh. How about that?
But George, you got to say that Kristen has done some fucked up, has some given them some fucked up information, George.
I disagree with some of her politics. I disagree wholeheartedly with her politics pertaining to the Clintons.
Well, she's also spread lies about the goons that were nowhere near.
No, and no. She has been attacked. She has been attacked by these son of bitches, and you've been a part of that. Don't say you haven't. You've been a part of it. She's tried to live her best life that she can. She doesn't want to be attacked, and her kids mean everything to her.
So why is she sucking dick for crack?
So upset, and she doesn't want to have her kids being attacked and being used against, so what she's trying to do,
She went to the Snoop Dogg show with black men. What does that tell you?
Why do you have to go there with that?
Because that's what happened. She has no job. She went with some niggas and they put the big black dick in her mouth.
No, that's not what fucking happened. She went with her boyfriend, her fiance, Jackson. Okay?
Well,
Jackson,
that's not what the Facebook says. It shows her with a bunch of black people.
I saw that. Jackson is the person that she's going to be married to within a year.
Yeah.
Jackson. I'm sure. Mm-hmm. Jackson. That's the one that they have, the third that
the convict
that she has he's the father.
The convict.
GC is the father of the other two kids. What's that?
The convict.
What? No. I don't know the guy. I know he is. That she's known him ever since the days that she worked at Applebee's. She worked at Applebee's. He was a cook and she was a waitress. And that's her man, and that's who she.
He's a convict.
I don't know what
he's a felon. They're both convicted felons.
That's your opinion.
Yeah, he worked there until he went to jail. He doesn't even have a house.
I know he's. From what I understand, his family's pretty loaded. He's pretty rich.
So why does Kristen live with Thomas then?
They have kids together.
So she living with one man in a house and dating another man. That's classy. She's fucking them both. Is what she's doing.
No. She's had kids with both of them. Thomas TC is the father of her first two kids, and Jackson is the father of her third kid.
She pays that rent with that pussy.
And look, I don't want to hear this shit.
It's not my fault she's a whore having kids all over the place.
Good mother, and she's trying her best, and she's tired of all this drama, and, that's the bottom line with that. So she's doing the best that she can, and she's trying to live in the best that she possibly can.
Well, that's all we can ask for. Her to make an effort, a whole effort.
So that's pretty much that, and unlike, you all say that I booted her off the show and all this other shit, which is much bullshit.
Why do you keep blaming me for the goons?
I booted her off the show. Well, she couldn't come all the way from where she was at to Richmond. So she was a part of the last show.
Why don't you bring her on Facebook Live on the show? She admitted in a video that she left the show because you wouldn't listen to her, George. That's what she said.
Okay. Listen to me carefully. People have arguments. People have differences of opinion.
Well, that video is on her channel. She should take it down.
Have you ever heard of the word of red herring? No, that's what that was a red herring. That was pretty much to let the goons think that there was a rip. Actually, it was my idea.
So it was a ruse.
It was a ruse. I wanted the goons to think that there was a rift between her and I, so that they would back off of her.
That seems like a lot of work there.
Yeah. And then that's what made up that. And someone like you or whoever made up a story saying that I booted her off the show. That's not the case. she had come on the show anytime she wanted. She didn't come on the show because she had, with a Halloween show, she couldn't come because she had,
Yeah, same as when you made the fake video about the dead woman.
What are you talking about?
When Kristen made that video about the fake dead woman for you.
I didn't want these son of bitches to know the identity of James. Okay?
So she made a ruse. I'm agreeing with you.
I didn't want these son of bitches to know the identity of James, but obviously they did. They did because they're that pathetic. Okay, that's something.
I'm on your side, George.
Well, you're on my side, and I had to change my number 8 different times because you gave my number.
Have you given? Well, they're calling you again. It's not my fault.
You gave my number out a few years ago, and I had to change it. I had to keep changing.
Well, I mean, how can I help, George?
I will listen to this. I mean, I've got to in my mind, I've got to figure out the best way to do this. And
you move to non-suit against Will, and then I send it from my email and ask him to sign it and mail it back to you at the P.O. box.
I want the material removed.
That's not how this is going to play out.
Well, that's how it needs to play out. Because I want the material removed and I want his application removed. That was the original plan.
He will remove the application if you dismiss the case with prejudice.
I'm not doing it with prejudice. I'm doing it without prejudice.
Well, then he'll dismiss it without prejudice and leave the application in place.
With prejudice, meaning with the copyright, but it doesn't mean with the defamation. I can still come after him. I can come after him with the defamation.
Yes, correct. You can come against everything.
Let's be on the same channel here.
If you do it with prejudice, everything is over. If you do it without prejudice, you can bring it all back.
So, if I'm doing one entity of it with the defamation, I can still come after him with the defamation. Not the copyright.
Well.
What's that?
I said, well.
Is that part of it?
No. The deal is, it's strategic for you, George. Quit trying to leverage and lose your brain.
That son of a bitch has done some shit.
You be goddamned if that motherfucker go get away with it again.
He's not going to get on scot.
I'll be goddamn.
This is a joke with you. You think this is a fucking joke? I mean, I'm listening to I don't know. I don't want to know the conversation with you and your ex, but you got her so pissed off at you.
Yes, I did. That was the intention.
Off at you, but I can see how you do things to get someone to that level. I can see how you that level very much.
Well, George, you got one or two things together. You can either take the hit where you are now and go to court and let the case get dismissed with prejudice against both defendants, or you can dismiss Sean from the case and then proceed again against Will and then file a new motion for summary judgment serving him at the last address you have.
Listen, the game plan that I'm looking at right now is to try to buy more time, dismissing the case against Markland as far as copyright, but reopening the defamation. That's what I'm looking at against Markland without prejudice.
Without prejudice, that's what I think you should do. Come to my house and I'll type it up for you. George Everett.
But what I'm saying is,
George
if I'm
Everett.
removing him off a big copyright case, then he needs to adhere to what he originally played, what he said to me about removing the application.
Well, you send that to him in the letter. You don't say, listen, we're not going to sign it. We're going to send it to him and ask him to remove the link, sign it, and send it back, or to remove the application and sign it and send it back. And if he does that, then there you go, and you win. You win good.
So if he does that first.
Yeah, you're not going to send it to him and sign it. I'm just going to put it together and email it to him on your behalf, copying your email.
He removes the application for trademark and removes those videos, and then that's how we do it.
There will be no binding agreement if George, if you do that. What I'm trying to tell you is we send it to him, asking him to remove those links, and then signed it and sent, or to release the copy or the trademark application. To agree to remove the trademark application once the case is dismissed. And if he does that, then you have a contract with him. And if he fails to do it, you can sue him for breach of contract. Now that sounds very good, actually.
All right. Well, that's fine. Look, let me figure out the way to get out of here because I got to shovel snow, and I got a fucking leg right now.
Well, I got a nice fat chair you can sit on.
I'm not worried about your chair. I'm not worried about all that. I've got to get.
I don't think you'll break the legs.
If those legs were to be broken, they would have already been broken without your larging.
I have a gaping, pulsating asshole.
That's information that I really don't care to know about. I've got to give this dog some food. I've got to give him a burger from Burger King, and then